Hello and welcome to the story of Awake, Deborah Awake. Do you know of anyone who was born with a veil over their face? A fetal membrane enveloping their head? It is interpreted as supernaturally gifted with a second sight, the ability to see into the future. I'm a Google gal. I Googled it. I used to love to hear when my mom tell me about her life as a child. There was one in particular. She told me about when she had a dream that frightened her. She was in bed and she could see her neighbor cooking. And her neighbor didn't have on any clothes. I don't know what that had to do about the dream, but my mom said she didn't have on a stitch of clothing. And she was cooking breakfast for her husband and her. And she called her husband, Henry, come to breakfast. It's time to have breakfast. But she didn't get an answer. And after a while, she just walked in there to wake him. And when she touched Henry, my mom jumped up in bed and started crying and yelled for her mom, Mom. It was about 5 or 6 in the morning. My grandma rushed out of bed to see what was wrong with my mom. And she said, and my mom told her, our neighbor's husband is dead. He is as cold as ice. And just a few minutes later, there was a knock at her door. It was Miss Jenkins, the neighbor, asking my mom to call the ambulance because her husband was dead. Miss Jenkins was in tears. Can you believe it? My mom had saw that. Later, my grandmother sat my mom down to explain to her what had happened. She had told my mom about her birth and that she had the gift to be able to see visions like this. But because it frightened my mom, she will no longer have the gift. It was taken from her. So, but that didn't bother my mom at all. I guess she didn't want the gift. But you see, I don't know, being able to see into the future, would you be excited about that? Could that add value to your life? Some would see it as a gift, yet others would see it as a curse. Now that is a very rare gift. It is said that less than one of every 80,000 live births has that ability. I have read several books on the story of Deborah from the Bible, and the one that caught my eye was the story that revealed Deborah's mother was born with that gift. But it was a gift that caused her to be brutally tortured to death by her slave owner. And I know you're saying, if she had the gift, why didn't she see that coming and flee? We'll talk about that next week. God willing, I will see you then, and God bless.